It's Ryan here, and this is mine and Leanna's one of our best friends, Kaylee.
Hello.
Now, Kaylee's part of what you're going to be hearing a lot of, which is Fam Squad. So, this Fam Squad consists of a few limited people, and if you're ever invited in, feel special.
You should.
Okay, so, we're here with Kaylee today because, as all of you know, I am transitioning from female to male, so from Sarah to Ryan. And Kaylee, besides Leanna, is the first person I told.
Yeah.
So, what time was it at? We were at college.
It was both of our first year of college.
Both of our senior in college, yeah.
You called me like really late.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I remember the day.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a day, it was like at night. You called me
Yeah,
at
it
like,
was late at night, yeah.
You called me at like 9.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
It might have even been later.
Because I remember I was working on my project and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed early tonight.
Yeah.
And then, nope.
And then I called.
And then it was like 3 a.m. and I had an 8 a.m. class the next morning.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, so how I told Kaylee, I was like, well, I called her over. We called her over, and then she came and she sat down. She's like, "Is everything okay?" And we were just like, she sat down, and I sat there for a little bit, and like Leanna looked at me and was like,
yeah, and you're like, let's talk about school. So we talked about school for like maybe 20 minutes, and then you're like, so remember the Caitlyn Jenner situation? I was like, why are you talking to me about the Kardashians?
And I was like, you know, like what like Caitlyn Jenner did? And then as soon as I said that, Kaylee looks at me and she goes, Sarah, do you wanna be a guy? Or something like that.
I was just like, are you saying that you want to be a guy? And like, I remember seeing the nerves on your face. You're like, am I gonna lose you as a friend?
Yeah, I was so worried.
Yeah.
And like nothing against my other friends or anything, but at the time, like I felt like Kaylee was like probably the most like chillest to tell.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't like, I thought she'd probably react the best, and I wanted a really positive reaction. For like the first person I would like tell other than Leanna.
Yeah.
So I figured that's what I would have with Kaylee anyway, but I was so nervous, and when she figured it out, and she was like, do you want to be a guy? And I was like,
you didn't say yes, and you didn't say no, you just kind of looked at me and you gave me that look, and I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna lose me as a friend.
Yeah.
I think that's what you were more worried about.
Yeah. I didn't think you would like judge or anything. I just thought like the whole idea of like our friendship would like change, but it never did.
No, I think well, when we first met, like I knew that we would have this kind of bond.
Yeah.
I remember that day too, you're like, I'm a lesbian. I was like, okay, I don't care. Like, you got that like out of the way too, and I was like, I don't.
Yeah. I was like, I like chicks, and she was like,
I like dicks. Okay, cool. Tell me what you remember.
I just remember being like scared like shitless, pardon French, and being like, oh my god, I don't know how she react. I think honestly deep down I knew we'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
I think honestly deep down I knew like, yeah, out of all the people like Kaylee will like have my back for this. And honestly, for the most part, everyone had a really good reaction.
That's good.
There's only like a couple people who I came in contact with who were like, it took them a little longer to get used to it and stuff like that.
And
that's okay.
That's expected though.
Yeah.
Like
I had more people react positively than I thought.
Yeah.
And stuff, and like that was good.
The day that you told Leanna was the same day you told me.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I did not know that.
Yeah, we called, me and Leanna talked about it a bit, and I was like, okay, well, I've said it out loud now. I never said it out loud before. I've said it out loud now. I have to tell someone, and that someone's gonna be Kaylee. Like, I knew right away. I was like, Kaylee's the next person I have to tell.
I feel honored.
So I texted Kaylee, or I don't know if we called you.
No, you called me.
We called Kaylee and we're like, can you come down right now? So she was like, yeah, of course. So she came down, and then we told you, and I remember you asked about names.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Because after we had that long conversation, I was like, did you have like a name in mind of like who, like, once you started transitioning, like, who would you like to be called?
And we went through a lot of names that night. We went through, like, trying to envision me as that name and what felt right and the meaning and stuff. Kaylee was one of the, well, you were the first person to immediately switch over.
What do you mean?
Like, immediately switch the right pronouns, calling me by my name.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately. Like, not that Leanna wasn't great or anything, but I know she did have her slip-ups, and, like, that's fine, but I was so, like, I understand slip-ups, but I was so impressed. Like, Kaylee just went from, like, she to he, like that. Like, no questions asked.
But I remember asking you that night once you did decide. Well, you didn't really decide Ryan until, like, the next day, but I was like...
it was down between Ryan and Carter, and I looked up the name of Ryan, and Ryan meant Little King. Or Little Prince or something. Yeah, and I thought, that's convenient, because Sarah meant Little Princess, so Ryan means Little King, so it's kind of like, you know, literally switching over, and it just, like, the meaning of the name just seems like it's, like, that last little push to be, like, go with this name. So I cut Carter out, and I texted Kaylee. Kaylee texted me a screenshot of her phone, and she changed the name of it to Ryan/Carter.
I did.
And the phone, and I was like, aw.
Yeah, I remember having class the next day, and, like, I think it was because, like, my class ran to, like, I think 11 or 12, something along the lines of that. And I remember, like, maybe 20 minutes after I was done class, you're like, I'm going with Ryan. Like, you text me that. And I was like, okay. So then I changed it to Ryan. As a friend, I wanted you to feel confident with your choice and not to go back on it, because that night we literally sat for almost 3 hours with you going back and forth, because you did not want to tell anyone else. And I was like,
well, the thing I was afraid of, and I think sometimes people have the concern that I was kind of, well, I don't know if they still have the concern, but they did have the concern that I was kind of influenced into doing it or whatever. And it's kind of like, one, that's not really something you can influence someone into doing, and two, it wasn't that I was influenced, it's that I was encouraged to be myself and accepted to be myself. And it wasn't any of that judgment of, like, well, you know what the world's gonna be like once you do this and stuff like that. It was more of, like, it's just purely, like, it's okay, like, you can be who you want to be.
I remember, like, in my head, I wasn't annoyed, but I was more like, Ryan, you know that this is what you want to do. Like, stop saying no, stop saying it's not gonna happen, because it was gonna happen.
Because I was all like, well, like, what about my parents, and what about my family, and stuff, and, like, Kaylee and Leanna were just like...
We were going back and forth.
Yeah.
I remember that. We were going back and forth. And we were just,
it was just a combination of, like, they'll always love you. And I was like, yeah, but what if? And they were like, they'll always love you. And stuff. And, like, again, like, deep down, the same thing with them. Like, I know that my family will always love me and stuff. And despite, like, any conflicts you may have in the family or anything, like, I know my family loves me and stuff like that. So, I mean, the reaction was a little bit, it wasn't the same as yours, but I didn't expect it to be. Yeah. Like, I didn't expect it to be, like, fantastic when I told them.
No, and I was there when...
I called them that night as well.
Yeah. And I remember, like, me and Leanna pushed you to have that courage to call your parents.
Yeah. And well, actually, no, you guys said I should do it, I could do it in person the next day. Yeah. And you guys were telling me, why don't you wait till the morning and think about how you want to say it, and then, like, have them come down, because I was going to see them the next day, I think. You and Leanna actually were telling me to do it in person. I know I said to you guys, like, I have the little bit of courage now, like, I have to do it now or I won't do it, and I'll completely back out of everything, and I'll just tell you guys to forget everything that happened. And, like, I knew that would happen, and I liked the way I was feeling in that moment of, like, yeah, like, I can do this and stuff. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna do it now, because I knew once I told them, it would be real for me. Yeah. Because to me, I'm someone who whether people believe it or not, I very much do respect my parents' opinion on things. And, like, if I do something, it makes me feel 20,000 times better for them to, like, kind of encourage it. But, like, I knew that that probably wouldn't happen, but I knew that I needed to tell them.
Yeah.
So I did, and I remember telling them,